Why hold on. Let's do a side story. Sure. Soccer tryout, man. Okay, everyone. It's not X to say. The literature club is starting. Let's all have a seat and take attendance, okay? Ugga, I missed the day club. Who knew it would be so difficult to start a new club? Feel worse with every day that passes without everyone coming in. I'm starting to lose confidence. Monika's the only member of the literature club. The days that have passed, all of her efforts to recruit members, have been fruitless. Am I going about this wrong? Monika glances at one of her flyers. Headline says, "Do you like literature?" Maybe nobody is into literature enough to pick up it over with their other club interests. Can't just rely on people liking literature. Need to sell them on a vision. What kind of vision? Monika rests her head on the desk, deep in thought. Before she realizes it, the recent nights of staying up too late starts to catch up to her. So quiet and the noise of the air conditioner is soothing. Hello? Do be say Orito? Suddenly a voice causes Monika to snap awake. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I never do this. Is this a napping club? No, this is. Monika pauses, suddenly embarrassed, but admit that this is in fact a literature club. This is the literature club. Yeah, I thought I got it wrong for a sec. Super sorry, it was like unprofessional of me to do that. Don't apologize, I do that all the time. Oh, I miss the club meeting? Where's everybody? Well, not that. This is everybody. Really, just you? But we're going to get more members. What is this song? I'm working really hard on it. Hang on, hold on a second, it's just you. That means I get to be vice president. What? Wait, vice president. What are your qualifications? Well, I'm better at napping than you. Maybe I should be president. Now you're just making fun of me. Oh, I'm sorry. What was your name? Sayuri. Okay, Sayuri. I've been trying really hard in this club. I know you called me at a weird time, but it's really disheartening to not be taken seriously, you know? I hear so much about this. I just want to find other people to do too. Oh no. I'm so sorry. I do care, I promise. I have a hard time being serious after all. I didn't mean for that to hurt you. Joking about the vice president thing too, I would make a terrible vice president. I mean, I'm sure of that. Monika tries to something reassuring, but it's difficult when she doesn't know much about Sayuri. Sorry that this isn't like a real club yet. Wouldn't you still be interested in joining after I find a few members, at least? Well, no, I want to join now. Really? Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. Besides, I can tell how hard you've been working. You're doing something amazing and you should be proud of it, you know? So let me help you turn something stressful into something fun. Nothing else I'm good at that, so, honestly, how could I possibly say no to that? Really sweet of you, Sayori, and Monika, by the way. Monika, that's such a cool name. Oh, you're just trying to cheer me up. But you're smiling. Yeah, I didn't say it didn't work. Monika glances at the flyer on her desk and realizes that the name is already written on it. So what do we do first? Well, it's getting pretty late, isn't it? Go home and try to come up with some new ideas to recruit club members. I can do that. Cool. I think I need to put some more thought into my vision of the club. You know, like a mission. My mission is to make everyone happy. Well, yeah, something like that. I need to think about it. Hey, do you like hugs? I guess so. Sayuri suddenly pulls Monika into a friendly hug and let's go. Some people can just really use a hug sometimes. Besides, Sayuri whispers loudly, hug energy is what keeps me at my best. Hug energy? Monika laughs, although Sayuri is very different from her. Monika feels her spirits lifted. Maybe it's just because she finally found another club member. But, well, I'm looking forward to tomorrow then. It'll be fun. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna think really hard tonight about how to get more people. Yeah, me too. Donkey. A day passes and the time comes to the literature club. Monika and Sayuri to reconvene. As president, Monika ensures that she's the first to arrive to the club room, but she finds herself waiting longer than expected for Sayuri. It's been 10 minutes already. Maybe Sayuri changed her mind about joining. That can't be. She was so excited yesterday. I'm getting kind of worried. Suddenly, Sayuri comes bounding through the door. In her hand, she's holding a sheet of paper. Sorry I'm late, I'm here. It's okay, welcome back. And Sayuri spins over to Monika and deposits the sheet on Monika's desk. What's this? Take my hand, take me forward, take me to your dreamland, caution me to watch my steps so I can look back at my footprints. Climb the stairs ahead of me while I look up at you. The more I look forward, the more I look up, the more I can lend to you. Bend, next line. If you can bend a different type of situation. If you can trust me to follow your pace, I'll trust you to set it. If you can trust me to lend you a smile, I'll trust you to return it. Take my hand, take me forward, take me to your dreamland. Or band. Yeah, that's really good. You wrote this, Sayori? Of course. Wait, no, that's the wrong side of the paper. Huh? I wasn't ready to share that yet, I'm so embarrassed. Monica lifts over the paper, written on the other side is a list of ideas for recruiting new club members. Oh, this is what you meant to show me. But I'm curious now, did you write poetry often? I do, but I'm sure I'm not anywhere near as good as you are. Really? I'm actually terrible at writing poetry. Never written anything I was happy with. Like I always said, it's like, I always read it again a week after I write it, and I'm like, wow, this is so stupid. I don't know. Like a dramatic version of me that doesn't agree with the person I want myself to be, or something like that. Huh? You could have more confidence in yourself. You're the literature club president. I guess you're not wrong there. I need to, like, set a good example or whatever. You know, I can envision the club doing something like that. Doing what? You know, sharing poems we write and stuff. Like that. Oh yeah? What's my phone at? 76? I don't know how to plug you in yet. I'm gonna overcharge you. I don't think that's really a thing anymore, phones, but my old phone didn't, and I still stopped doing that. I would love that. Just a good way to learn about other people, you know? It's like we have so many emotions that we can't express to other people, usually. But you can when it's in a poem, right? Yeah, I think it's helping me form a more cohesive vision for the club. Well, as you showed me, well, even though it was by accident. Me too. I feel embarrassed at first, but now I felt embarrassed at first, but now it feels kind of good that someone else read it. Try to show you more of them in the future. I love that. Oh geez, I'm getting distracted. Do you want to go over the recruitment brainstorm together? My brainstormed so hard. It was like a brain hurricane. My brain is a natural disaster. Ha 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 ha. Sayori, that's terrible. Anyway, let's take a look at the list. Make cupcakes. I was hungry. But it's a good idea, isn't it? Let me think about this. I mean, when would we have the chance to get people cupcakes? You know, like when they come into the club. What if we said we had free cupcakes on the flyers? I'm like kind of worried that would bring the wrong kinds of people, you know? Wrong kinds? People who would just come for the cupcakes and leave. Nobody would do that. That would be mean. Yeah, but you know, I want to find people who are really into literature, even if they don't know it yet. Let's see, the next thing on the list. Hunt for people reading books. I don't think I get it. Like going around the school and finding people who are reading books, you know? Like in the morning or during lunch, and we tell them to check out the literature club. Well, the problem with that is, like, wouldn't most people reading books just be doing it for an assignment or something? How would we know if they're just reading for fun? Well, we could ask them. But then we'd be bothering people who were trying to do schoolwork. I didn't think about that part, I'm sorry. Don't apologize, you're coming up with a lot more things than I can. Next idea is hand out flyers rather than just put them on the wall. Definitely like to start doing that. I'm useful. I never said you weren't. I just need to think, what would we tell people when handing them out? I don't want to just be like, oh, join the literature club. Let's figure out how we can get better engagement, engage people. What if I told you about the club activities and stuff? What club activities? I guess it's supposed to be my job to come up with that, right? A vision for the club? Okay, so you pretend you're a normal person for a second. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. Ahaha. You know, like a random passerby is guiding a flyer. How would you react to the idea of joining a literature club? Probably like, literature is so stupid. I'm joining the anime club. What the heck? Sorry, I was thinking of a friend of mine. Okay, well, what if I said that we, like, do group reading and discuss it together? I would probably nap through that. That's you, Sayori. Yeah, but that doesn't really sound fun to most people anyway. We need to really catch their interest, you know? Uga? This sucks. Why is this so hard? Monica, don't be sad. What do you like about literature, Sayori? Me? Well, kind of what I said about the poem earlier. I think it gives you the chance to express yourself. Express yourself in a way you can't normally do when you're just doing your normal day and talking to your friends. I mean, we all have so many thoughts and feelings that we just don't get to share, you know? It's like intimate. Yeah? How do we get that across to people? You could be like, express your true self. Be intimate with us. Okay, that's kind of... I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh, what was it? I forgot all my things in my classroom. Must have gotten too excited and rushed here, silly me. Rushed but weren't. Never mind, you wanna get yourself then? I'll forget it if I don't do it now. Well, I'll wait for you here then. Okay, I'll only take a second. Siri dashes out of the room, leaving Monica momentarily alone. Monica sighs and starts jotting her thoughts on a sheet of paper. Express yourself. Be who you want to be. Make new friends. Discover a new you. Discover your heart. No. Write your heart out. No. Right into your heart. Right the way into your heart. Join the literature club. Right the way into your heart. Wow, that's lame. Monica. Ah, you startled me. Sorry. Something important. On the way to my classroom, there was a girl reading a book. Reading a book? That's a Hurry Recruiter. Wait, are you sure it's not just doing homework? She's not just doing homework? I could tell she was really into it. Well, I guess we could take a look. Monica grabs one of her flyers and stands up from her desk. To depart the classroom, and Sayuri leading the way. This way. You don't have to run. Sayuri leads Monica over to the particular classroom that lowers her voice to a whisper. See in there. Monica peers through the window. Sure enough, there's a girl sitting alone, intently reading a book. Fully a creep doing this. You should go inside and talk to her. Me? You're the president, and that would probably scare her away. Okay, fine, I'll do it. Monica takes a deep breath and then timidly enters her classroom. That was fast. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Why, what happened? Will entered the classroom and she didn't even look up from her book. Kinda just left the flyer on the desk and then walked out. It was kind of cute. But I'm sure she'll see and want to join the club. I hope so. Shall we head back now? To head back to the club room, Sarah feeling rather accomplished, and Monica still feeling a bit embarrassed by her encounter. I'm guessing Truth wanted just all the characters getting to the literature club. Upon returning, Monica and Sarah resumed the strategy meeting. Discuss various different kinds of recruitment tactics, from professional to silly. Going through Sarah's list, and with Monica coming up with the ideas of her own, the two end up in a better spot than they were when they began. I would say today was productive, wasn't it? Yeah, I think we're starting to make progress. I can't wait to get some new members. Hey, what's this? Sarah peers at the sheet of paper Monica was jotting on earlier. Don't mind that. I was just thinking to myself. Join the literature club. Right that way into your heart. That's so cute. I thought it was a little overdramatic. But Sarah pauses and thinks for a moment. You know, I don't think you gave yourself enough credit. What do you mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like I can tell from talking to you today. It seems like you're always afraid of doing something wrong. Yeah, but would you call yourself a perfectionist? Yeah, I definitely am. I mean, I always have an idea in my head and how I want things to go, and it's like I can't accept anything less than that. I think in the end, it helps me try my hardest at everything, so I don't think it's that bad. Like with this club, we have such an opportunity to make it into exactly how we envision it, but it feels like we only have one shot at it, so I'm just really afraid of deviating from the vision. What's the vision? It's... Monica pauses to think and then shakes her head to herself. She sighs. I don't know. I just want everyone to... Monica trails off, smiling. Sarah taps her finger against the sheet of paper. Right that way into your heart. I think what you're trying to do is to make the club that you will need the most out of anyone. Well, you're the one who knows yourself best, of course, but I'm here to help you. Monica returns Sarah's smile. Sort of amazing how kind you are. Really going to make this the best club ever. Sarah nods and she remains silent for a moment, lost in thought. Only sound is the steady whisper of the air conditioner. The only movement is the afternoon sunlight trickling its way in and out of the moving clouds. Sarah breaks the moment with a big yawn. Time to go home? You tell me, you're the president. Ah. In that case, today's meeting is officially over. I look forward to tomorrow. Me too. Sarah beams and grabs her things. You can go on ahead, I need a few minutes still. Well, I can wait. That's alright, I just want some time alone. In that case, Sarah waves enthusiastically at Monica. Good luck. Monica smiles and waves in return as Sarah spins her way out of the club room. All alone, she sighs to herself and takes a minute to zone out. Wasn't prepared for the self-reflection encouraged by Sayuri, but she decides it was something she probably needed to do right about now. One sec. Okay, my bad, I'm back. Club that I need the most. I don't get it. Can I change like the settings and make X the next button? It feels right for me to press X over A. By the lack of setting options, I'm gonna go with no. I don't get it. I just want to start a club with more passion. Something that I can use to help lead people to happiness. Literature is the key to that. Cause is there any other button other than A? No? Okay. It's the window to the real person inside of us. Underneath the person who's forced to always smile and blend in. Person who's forced to be imperfect. The folder in the front floor by her desk. Sarah leaves it behind. I hope doesn't have her homework in it. Monica opens the folder to check. Poems. Folder of poems. Become the flower, a feeling of joy. It is a flower plucked from the ground. Color, the scent is so pretty in my hair. Every day I pluck some flowers as though they grew just from me. Lifetime of peace and nourishment, yanked away in an instant. All for me, all for joy. I need more joy, I need more happy. Pluck, pluck every day. Pluck, pluck, pluck. So pretty in my hair. Pluck, pluck, pluck. You're going to die, and you too. Beneath my feet, a flower stands alone and beckons to me. I twist the stem, freeing it from the clinging roots, crushing the final joyous moments between my fingers. But to what ends? I look in every direction. In the field I stand in, the prosperous field is a barren wasteland. Fruit of my labor, the carnage of my joy. And that is why I've decided I must become the flower. What the? Wait, is that Ori? Is that story 1 done? I got mail, baby! Character discrepancy. Having run the control simulation for a while, it's evident that a certain character is missing from any mention or appearance. This makes me speculate that Monica is meddling less clumsily than we think, because she would have had to manufacture this character herself as a way of forcing interaction between her and the user. Maybe why the character is such limited in this personality traits. Am I reading too much into this? I open an issue to start tackling into observations and anomaly of this character preparing. Alright, so that story, Trust 2. Another day passes in the flash, and so what was that, like 15 minutes? Give or take? Another day passes in the flash, and it's already time for the club meeting. 15, and there is 12 of them? 12 or 8 of them, I don't remember. It's not 10 of them. I know that. It's a lot of reading, but okay. Although Monica should have come up with a plan for today's club tasks, she hasn't been able to shake her guilt and anxiety after reading Sarah's poem. I'm so stupid. How did I let myself be a center of attention? Sarah's going through these kinds of feelings, and I'm letting her confront me instead of the other way around. Comfort me. What kind of club president does that? Whole time I didn't even think to ask her for her own feelings. Too much for that stupid vision. Sarah enters the club room with her usual smile, but upon seeing the downcast Monica, her smile quickly fades into an expression of concern. Monica? Everything okay? I'm really sorry I'm such a terrible friend, huh? What are you talking about? You're an amazing friend. Monica shakes her head. I made this all by myself. Even you, said so yesterday. Told me that I'm trying to make the club that I need the most, right? But problems are so trivial compared to yours. Sarah responds quietly. What are you talking about? As she says that, her face darkens. Through the sound, Sarah mutters her realization that I left my folder here. Monica stares blankly ahead, unable to come up with a response. I wasn't ready to share those. Now you're worrying about me. I don't want that. But why? We're friends, right? Wordlessly, Sarah nods. Friends look out for each other. I want to be here for you as much as you're here for me. A long moment passes in silence. The air is incredibly heavy. This is different. It wasn't just about you yesterday. It was about the club. Besides, things were so happy yesterday. You don't need to do this all of a sudden. I don't want it. I like happy. So, if you do this, then you're just being selfish. Monica massages her forehead, struggling through the frustration of such a paradox. Understandable that Sarah isn't ready to share certain things. As unfair as it may be to Monica to pry, it's also painful for Monica to force herself to ignore the needs of her friends. Sorry I looked. I disrespected your privacy. I don't blame you for looking. You would have at least needed to check if it was mine. Yeah, Monica takes a deep breath. Okay, I understand that you don't want me to worry, and I think I'll be able to put this aside so we can move on. But can you promise me something? Promise you what? Monica pauses to collect her thoughts. This is the Literature Club. It's a place where people can express themselves in a way that the life normally doesn't allow them to. Now it's the vision. In fact, it's our vision. Writing this way into your heart or whatever. So I just want you to promise me that you'll remember that too. It doesn't have to be right now, but I want you to be here for when you need it. I want us to be ourselves like that. Sarah smiles gently. Promise if you promise. Able to help it, Monica returns with a worried smile. I promise. Me too. Conversation closes, the mood in the room is lifted. That behind them is time to proceed with the club activities. So, want to teach me about poetry? Huh? But what about recruitment? That's fine, we have plenty of time for that. But right now, I feel like I want to do this. I mean, I do have to fulfill my end of the promise, you know? There is no way that I could say no to that. Just don't expect much. I do a lot of writing, but it's not like I'm a scholar or anything. That's fine. I think I just need I just need like some motivation. I never know where to start when it comes to writing poems. Starting isn't so hard. You kind of just need to write down your feelings to see where it takes you. Yeah, but that wouldn't come out of any good. Not supposed to. You're gonna have to fight your perfectionist mind on this one. You can just start by writing your feelings and see what kind of thing that makes you, see what kind of things you make out of it, and then you can turn your feelings into a little story. Hmm. You can get your feelings down first, and then you can, that makes it pretty, and that's make it sound pretty later. It's like it's not like building a railroad when you go from one end to the other. Well, in college, where you find all the things you want to put in, and then you arrange them, collage, sorry, in a pretty way. At least that's how I do it. It's not like it's the only way. It's a really good way to not get stuck right at the beginning. I understand. Yeah, I was get so caught up in how it sounded that I forgot about what's actually important. Monica pulls out a pen and paper to start writing on. Stop being a perfectionist, you idiot. I'm kidding. Monica scribbles out, you idiot, after she writes it down. No, keep it. What? Why? You calling me an idiot? Of course not. But the point is, you're not supposed to police your feelings, right? Be as dramatic as you want. But I was just, well, yeah. Underneath the scribble, Monica rewrites you idiot, stares at the paper. Her words stare back at her. Kind of funny how I wrote that down when I'm mad at myself for it, and then I did the exact thing anyway. They're really going to take some getting used to. I believe in you. Thanks, I do too. Me, I mean, but you also you, of course. Monica continues her exercise, jotting down her thoughts. Surprisingly, quite a struggle to write without overthinking it. After a while, with Sayori's guidance and encouragement, Monica's sheet of paper begins to look fairly lively, peppered with all of her random thoughts. Phew. Monica looks up and down at her sheet. Gosh, I feel so tense looking at this. I hate it, but it's also kind of liberating. Can tell how hard you're trying. It makes me happy. I think you'll be good at writing poems. Don't give me too much credit. I have to try really, really hard at it. But I think it's something that I'll enjoy doing with you. Surrey beams. I'll stop here, but we still have time. Let's try to work out a new flyer for the club. Don't be so picky about the language. Let's do it. Monica and Surrey proceed with their work. With each passing day, the two of them become more confident in the club, not simply for their recruitment planning, but from their vision as well. As their bond strengthens, so does their essence of the literature club. Finally, they begin to truly feel it's only a matter of time before they find more members. The day passes, as usual, Monica is the first one in the club room. With her is a printout of the revised literature club flyer, complete with all the new ideas Monica and Theory come up with. On this for a flyer we gave out to the one reading girl the other day. So much more attractive than the old one. But the new catchphrase is featured clearly on the center of the flyer. Write the way into your heart. And surely common sense would say that one writes from their heart, not into their heart. But the message being delivered is the one that you can use writing to discover themselves. Hopefully Monica and Sayori had thought that it would be enough to garner some curiosity from students. Why do I feel so tense looking at this? Monica thinks back to the previous meeting where she performed her writing exercise. Was it always as bad at expressing myself? How am I supposed to be president but can't even demonstrate what the club is supposed to be about? The digital club is truly beginning to take form, but with that, the weight of Monica's shoulders only becomes heavier. The Bay Club is always about rigid structure, formulating airtight points and counterpoints, and delivering them with conviction. It was about the person on the outside. That's why Monica was so good at it. It existed entirely within her realm of comfort. It's suffocating. And to break through this mental wall, and to learn to express myself for real. Monica pulls out a sheet of paper and grabs her pen, presses the tip of her pen firmly against the paper. But her hand doesn't move. Instead, a tiny blot of ink collects around the tip of her pen. Monica lifts the pen and stares at the little blotch. For some reason, she feels compelled to run her fingers across it. As she does so, the black ink smears across the paper, ruining Monica's canvas. Ooga. Out of spite of herself, Monica presses her pen down once again, letting the ink collect. Writes a second smear on the paper. Come on, Monica, just move your hand. Monica writes. This is what I get for taking perfection, a stain. Monica slides the paper away from her and puts her head down on her desk. Nap time. Air conditioner seems louder today. I'm here. Hi. Monica hears they reapproach her desk, then stops for a second, probably reading the piece of paper. Then sits down in the adjacent desk. Bad day? Me too. You too? The new flyer looks so good. You've been working so hard on the club, but also something else, I think. I can do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry. It's so hard to just be vulnerable. So Rory takes a sheet of paper from Monica's desk, writes something down, and stares at it for a while. Can I trust you? Of course. You can trust me with anything. Rory gazes at Monica with sadness in her eyes. Understanding the signal, Monica takes a paper from Suri's desk and reads it. Sometimes I want to die. Sayori, this is really, really hard for me. Her voice shakes, so if I can do it, then you can too, because you're like a million times better than me. Completely not true. Sayori takes a deep breath, trying to steady herself. Something about me that I've never told anyone before. Even now my head is like screaming at me to stop. But you don't have to force yourself. I mean, just because of my promise yesterday. I want to. It just feels right. I mean, maybe it's part of the reason I came to this club in the first place. This is the literature club. I trust you more than I'm scared. In those words, Monica stands up. Sayori must have taken days to work up to the courage for this. Were Monica's own futile but genuine efforts actually the push that Sayori needed? Sayori's deliberate breaths can be heard over the air conditioner. As she prepares herself to continue, Monica waits in gentle silence. I have this problem where I get really upset when people worry too much about me. I can't control it. It's like, why waste your energy worrying about me when you can just be happy instead? Never tell anyone about these kinds of thoughts that I have. It's almost easier to smile and help everyone else be happy. But that's terrible. That's why Monica wanted to say, but she stopped herself in fear of saying the wrong thing. It's just that if everyone knew about it, they wouldn't treat me the same anymore. Like whenever I'm not smiling, everyone would worry about me and ask me what's wrong. I know that because it used to be like that. Sayori pauses, seeming to recall something in the past. I just want everyone to be happy. That's the most important thing to me. And letting people look inside my head doesn't bring happiness to anyone. Sayori pauses again, her solemn expression, making it look almost like an entirely different person. How did you find the courage to tell me this? You're not worried that I'll be one of those people too? I am worried. Part of me really hates myself for doing this, but another part of me, I think, just feels like it would be different this time. Whenever we talk, oh my god, that thunder. Oh my goodness. Whenever we talk about what the club is supposed to mean, I keep feeling like it was right for me to do. Especially after you've been trying so hard to express yourself too. It just made me feel like I could say that in confidence and our friendship doesn't have to change. Ah, it's so silly, but did that come through the mic? That was so loud. It's so silly the club is only two people, but it already means this much to me. Monica feels a tightening sensation in her heart, feeling of connection and serious emotions radiate between them. Me too. I was so lost until you showed up. So brave, Sayori, you're so strong and brave, I don't even compare. Monica steps forward, but if nothing else, I can at least offer you some hug energy, if you'd like. Wordlessly and without a smile, Sayori rests her forehead on Monica's shoulder. Through their contrast, Monica can almost feel the turn of thoughts swimming in Sayori's head. And in this moment, enchanted by the air of the club, Monica realizes that all the days that we have passed, there is one where she really, really hopes nobody walks through the door. Speak softly, you're like the sweetest girl I've ever met. Say anything, I'll never judge you. I promise. Sayori's breath begins to quiver. Takes several deep breaths, trying as hard as she can to start speaking say the things she never was there to say out loud. Finally, she speaks in a choked voice. I'm so worthless. I'm worthless and everyone would be better off without me. Expresses a sob as a tear falls down her cheek. I'm just an inconvenience to everyone. I'm not good at anything and it feels like everyone just has to put up with me and I hate it. Sayori speaks and more she fails to control her voice, falling victim to the overwhelming sadness clutching at her throat and chest. I don't want to have these thoughts, I want them to go away and now I'm making you put up with me and I just want to die. As soon as Sayori loses her composure, Monica becomes determined to keep her own. She really wants to be what Sayori needs right now, but she won't let any sadness show. Her voice comes through as soft and gentle. This isn't putting up with you, just being your friend. Monica offers a few words of comfort, but she knew as Sayori said it herself, that the thoughts that Sayori expresses are ones that don't belong. Monica can't magically make them go away. What she can do is help Sayori battle them, what any good friend would do. You have so much value, to me, and your other friends too. Club wouldn't have been the same without you. Really, really mean that. Coming here was the best thing that could have happened. Even if we never got any other members, I would still be happy. So that's what you brought here. You brought us a vision, and you also brought us happiness, and that's your favorite thing to do, right? Sayori doesn't respond, but Monica feels her gently nod. No more words are needed between them. two share their embrace for a while longer, Monica letting Zuri take as much time as she needs. Once her breathing steadies as her sniffles fully cease, Zuri lifts her head and wipes her eyes. I guess I needed that. Some days are harder than others. Well, I'm here whenever you need me. But any other time, I'll make sure that things are the way they usually are. That's what makes you happy. Thanks. You're the best. No, you are. Two Shane smiles. But you know, I'm sorry to bring this up all of a sudden, but have you considered talking to a professional? Zuri nods. It's scary. It's really so hard to tell people. Yeah. Of course, it would always be your choice, but if you're ever looking to find the courage for it, I can do my best to help you. Thanks. I think this helps knowing that you would. Zuri suddenly yawns, stretches. Well, that made me tired and hungry. Well, I won't make you do any more work today if you're not up for it. No, I want to. I mean, I can say that is definitely one thing that makes me happy. Monica smiles, but I might want to get some snack first. All of a sudden, the sound of the door causes the two of them turn their heads. The door opens halfway and stops. The face peeks in. Face seems familiar. I gotta sneeze, man. That story too. Oh my god, the sneeze. Yeah. Okay. Club meeting is suddenly interrupted by the sound of a door, causing Monica and Sir to turn their heads. The door opens halfway, then stops. The face peeks inside. The face seems familiar. Sir's eyes widen, recognizing the girl. She was very conspicuously mouths to Monica. It's her, it's the girl. It's true, the girl standing in the doorway is none other than the girl Siri had come across reading alone in the classroom. Thanks to Monica leaving a flyer on her desk, it seems she's found her way into the club. Are you here for the literature club, by any chance? Am I in the wrong place? No, you're not. This is the literature club. Please come inside. Earl fully smashes in the door, but continues standing against the wall, avoiding eye contact. Sarah continues to fail, continuing her excitement. It's happening. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for coming. Sorry, it's a little empty. I'm Monica. This is Avery, and we are in the literature club. You know just us so far, but what's your name, by the way? I'd like to join your club. Already? Wait, really? Are you sure? I mean, I should be good enough. Everyone is welcome here. You don't have to be good enough. Oh. Do you want to have a seat? We'd love to get to know you. Earl nods, sliding over near my desk and gently sitting down. What's your name? Yuri. I'm Yuri, and this is Monica. Yuri, already, nice to meet you. Do you like fantasy? Like books? Yuri looks at Monica. Fantasy is cool. It's poggers. Have you ever heard about Annabelle and DuPont? I can't say I have. Well, she's my favorite author. I'm on her 5th book, and it's just... Yuri grins and presses her knuckles against her chest in joy. We can borrow my books, I wouldn't mind. You're really in for an incredible experience. Monica stammers, caught completely off guard by Yuri taking control of the conversation. He glances sideways to Siri and silently asking for help. I'd love to. It sounds like you're really into them, so that must be great. I am so happy I found this club. I'm so stupid. I left my other books in my locker. I should have brought them. Yuri quickly stands up. I'll be right back. I'll get them for you. You probably only need to bring one for now. Siri, as the Ori nervously says that, noting to herself the considerable heftiness of the books that Yuri set down on her desk. True, okay, I'll get the first one then. Yuri exits the club room in a flash, leaving Monica and Siri silently exchanging glances. Oh my god, I wasn't prepared for this. How do I handle someone so intense? I have, no experience with fantasy, except maybe the stuff that I read when I was, a kid. That's probably, a joke compared to what she's into. I'm sure it'll be fine. In fact, I think it'll be neat that we have different people who are into different kinds of literature. It'll be fun to learn from each other. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree, but what if this is your only interest? Doesn't it seem kind of like that? Monica, don't you think that you should be more optimistic? We have a new club member that shouldn't be worrying for anything but being happy. Excited to get to know her more, aren't you? Yeah, I guess you're right. Sorry for being so hasty. I just get really anxious all of a sudden. Because you're afraid of not being able to take the lead. Oh, what the heck? It's kind of scary how you can point things out like that, Sarah. I just like learning what makes people happy or sad. Yeah? Hey, you know what? You'll probably be great at helping Yuri feel comfortable here. If you could take her a break from helping me and go with the administrative stuff, and just focus on spending time with her. Hey, exactly what I want to do. Besides, Sarah lowers her voice, I'm probably going to need it all the time I can get. She taps her finger against the dullly chunky book Yuri left sitting on the desk, where afterwards the door opens and reveals Yuri, and Yuri returns with the reveal where somewhere in that line, I forget where it was. I'm back. Her breath is slightly heavy, which combined with her short time gone, indicates she may have ran at least part of the way. She makes her way back to over to Siri, sets the book down on her desk. It's a series period. The book Yuri brought for her just about equal in size as the one already on Yuri's desk. Probably a few things you should know about getting started on it. There are some things that can be more explained than the other books that take place in the same universe. Going over those would be good to keep you from getting confused at the start. watching Iron Man 2, but after you watch Iron Man 1, of course, but I don't know why I worded it like that. Make sure you watch Hulk from 2009, 2007, sorry. Don't forget Ant-Man and Ant-Man 2. If you miss out on Ant-Man 2, you can't watch Infinity War. Siri nervously interjects. Well, I was thinking that maybe today we could just get to know each other a little bit more. You know, I think like we're going to be reading together, then I would like that. Across the room, Monica smiles and nods at Siri while Yuri is looking. Oh, okay. Yuri sits down and looks at her book, then glances around the room, showing no indication that she has anything more to add. So, what made you decide to want to join the club? Well, I like reading, so I was immediately interested. I had no idea that someone was starting a literature club. That's my fault, since I haven't been paying attention to any of the club recruitment advertisements. I went that now because Yuri glances over at Monica. Monica came into the classroom and put the flyer on my desk. Suddenly, Yuri's face darkened as she shakes her head at herself. I was so stupid, I got too nervous and couldn't even look up. She just walked out. It took me several days to come here because I was afraid that Monica told everyone how inconsiderate I was. I decided that was probably irrational. Wait, no, that was totally my fault. I felt so bad about interrupting you that I just, walked out. Actually really hoping that you would come by. Yuri exhales in relief. I always seem to interpret things at the worst possible scenario. Well, I was really nervous to come here for some other reasons too. There being too many people. I didn't mind that much, but I have a really hard time I have a really hard time having to meet a large number of people all at once. Actually, amazing that it's just the two of you. Definitely came at the right time. Makes me happy. Proud of you for working up the courage to come. Mary smiles warmly to herself. I never actually had the privilege of sharing my interests with others before. It's so hard to find out. Once I sneeze, the streams just missed hours. It's horrible. I'm so stuffy. It's so hard to find others who were into the same things I am, except online. So I thought the literature club would provide a chance for me to do that. What kind of other things are you into? Like, genres? I don't know, just anything, even if it's not literature. Oh, things you would think are dumb. Siri pauses, a lot of look of concern on her face. How about I tell you something that I'm into, and then you can tell me about something you're into? That would be okay. Okay, well, I'm pretty into, crafty things. Making cute little collages, or decorating things like cars, jewelry boxes. My room is always cluttered with random stuff because I keep buying things to make gifts for my friends, but then I put it off at the last minute. So yeah, there's something kind of silly that I'm into. So I'm quite creative. Not that much, it's just that you'd be surprised about how much you can do with scissors and glue and stuff. So I have to share something that I'm into now, right? Siri nods. Once I'm into nature. I love nature, Monica. I'm going to start a nature club. No, you're not. You're stuck here with me now. I'm not. Oh, yeah? Well, I hereby appoint you the vice president of the literature club. There, now you're stuck with me. Don't give me the responsibilities. Sorry, Yuri, I interrupted you. Go ahead. It's fine. Yuri pauses, feeling awkward about having gotten cut off. I like going out in the woods or to the park, just places where you can walk or sit and not have any people around. It's peaceful. It's nice to kind of remove yourself from everything that matters and let my racing mind operate anonymously for a while. Ominously, sorry. Yo, I'm dying. Absolutely dying. When do you like to do that? Depends on my mood. After school, on the weekends, whenever I feel like anything. Well, I feel like I would never have the time for something like that. I find that we have a lot more time than we think we do if we don't let it slip through your fingers. We continue their conversation, led primarily by Suri, but with Monica chiming in every now and then as well. Monica had intended to leave it to Sayuri and focus on her own work, but she found it difficult not to do it. Before they knew it, at the end of the day was upon them once more. Mostly we should be wrapping up for the day. So you two going to be starting on that both the next are you two going to be starting that on that both the next club meeting? That's the plan. I'm so excited. Sayuri beams, Yuri collects her things. Once packed, Yuri urgently waves at Sayuri, and Monica with a gentle smile. Bye. As Yuri exits, Yuri enthusiastically returns her farewell. Once again, Sayuri and Monica are left in the club room. Sayuri, you are a lifesaver. I didn't do anything. I just talked. Still, besides, it really lifted my mood. It's really nice when I get my own energy towards other people like that. She was really excited to be included, and it made me happy. There's no doubt in my mind that she'll be a great time here. She'll have a great time here with you engaging her. How are you feeling about starting the book with her next meeting? I'm kind of scared, but I think she'll be happy as long as I'm trying my best. I think you'll do great. After the surprise of the new club member, it seems like everyone has their spirits lifted with someone. Something new to look forward to. End of 2-1? Absolutely not. Another school day ends. Swallowing her anxiety, Yuri makes her way to the club room, expecting to be the last one to arrive. As she opens the door, she arrives violently Yuri in the club room. It's club time again. Monica went to the computer lab, so it's just us today. Is that okay? Yuri silently nods and able to make eye contact. I'm sorry about yesterday. Suri tilts her head, unsure of exactly what Yuri is talking about. Well, the way I got overly excited to share my books and how you had to stop me so we could talk first. You're so inconsiderate of me. Got too excited and forgot to think about everyone else in the club. So, Yuri, you didn't do anything wrong. I thought it was cute how excited you were. Well, still, I think I changed my mind about the book. We don't have to read it. Huh? Why? Because I know you're just kind of humoring me anyway. Retrospect is rather obvious and nobody was truly interested. But if you like it so much, then you must be worth sharing. Or decided to join the club so you don't have to try so hard to entice me. Know what I'm doing? It won't become comfortable silent stretches between the two of them. Well, the thing is, we don't even have any club activities yet. Monica and I just been working on recruitment stuff mostly. And like something fun to do, that we could do together. Reading your books. You know, like as a club activity, that would be okay, right? I'm not being so resistant to this anyway. Exactly what I wanted in the first place, and you're being so nice about it. I really don't know what's wrong with me. I'm sorry for being, like this. You don't have to apologize, but just tell me if there's anything I can do to help you feel more comfortable here. Suri pulls her desk up against Yuri's and sits next to her. Book in question is arrayed on Yuri's desk. Peering over, Suri reads the cover of the book. Dusk Bell, part of the Everlast saga. It's a Dusk Bell by Annabelle. Sorry, I'm reading now. Alright, I should probably get some paper. Yuri grabs a spiral notebook of hers and tears out a few sheets of paper. How come you need paper? Oh, it's useful to draw things out sometimes, like maps, timelines, family trees, or just taking notes. Notes? Yes, that's an effective strategy. Exactly, I'm sure it will be especially helpful for someone new to the genre. Suri's jokes flew completely over Yuri's head. Thinking about it, she decides that it's probably for the best that it did. Well, I'm not used to having company through this, but I'll try to make it as accessible as possible. I trust you, you're like super smart. Oh, please. Yuri tries to dismiss the compliment, but she can't hide her smile and light blush. You can't generalize intelligence. I'm only smart in the things I have a lot of experience with. Contrarily, I'm awful at anything involving real people. Should be evident even off from the 2 days I've spent here so far. So in my eyes, it's everyone else who comes off as smart. Especially you. No. Suri rubs her shoulders against Yuri's. You're such a sweetheart when you're not being shy. Ellipses. Anyway, would you like to get started? Okay. After the minor diversion between them, the two get back on track with their planned club activity. Yuri begins to guide Suri through the basics of the fantasy world her story takes place in. The more of it she details, the race, factions, history, elements of magic, the more questions Suri seems to have. But despite Suri's expectations, Yuri eloquently guides her through in a way such as it is fun to follow along. It becomes evident that the world-building aspect of the story, not just the story itself, is one that Yuri finds her passion leading towards. How do people come up with this stuff? Like the exact opposite of the kind of writing that I do. What kind of writing? I like poetry and stuff like that. Things I write are just like putting down the feelings that come to my head, you know? This is like, there must be so much planning and hard work. You're into poetry. I think there's an appendix that comes with some of the kingdom's written works, like poetry and folk songs. No way, Yuri giggles, filling Suri's heart with happiness when she realizes it's the first time she heard Yuri laugh. It means Yuri must be having fun. Anyway, I think we can get started reading now if you're ready. Okay, but I can't read very fast. Well, that's fine. I'm very patient. Patience is something I pride myself in. I see, Suri jots Yuri is patient under her notes. Hey, that's for the book. I'm just kidding. I'm kind of glad you're patient because I need that sometimes, a lot of times. Suri flips through the first few pages of the book, getting past the table of contents. Okay, chapter 1. The room becomes silent as the two of them begin to read. Silence only lasts for a moment before Suri speaks up again. What does vindicated mean? Well, in this context, it essentially means that he was proven innocent. It's okay to ask questions, right? Of course. Suri turns the page. Are these footnotes? A lot of the dialogue has cultural references that require explanation to be understood. To continue reading. Yuri's relaxed expression remains unchanged. Meanwhile, Suri's expression grows tense as she tries to make her way through the dense text. Up until now, their expressions have been reversed, with Suri easily navigating social situations, and Yuri struggling in them. But the turns have tabled. Wait, are they talking about the past right now, or the present? Where? Right here. Talking about the past, these paragraphs are describing a flashback that Barnes is having. But they didn't tell me that. It's implied from the context. Suri rubs her temples. The two of them continue with Suri asking fewer questions. Begins to understand the value of the notes, finds herself referring to them somewhat often, even adding to them. But her reduction in the questions comes not from her getting used to the reading, but rather from her fearing that she'll come across as stupid. At least Sayuri reaches the end of the chapter. I think we can stop here for now. Okay. Sayuri takes a deep breath and closes her little of the book she's gotten through so far. So what are your thoughts at this point? Sayuri tries to find words. Am I doing well so far? I'm not sure I understand. Well, I don't know. When it takes me so long to read and understand things, it makes me feel really dumb. Like how into it you get. Makes me want to keep reading, keep going, and to keep doing my best so I can see in the way that you do. Realization in your expression fades. I see. Yuri quietly gathers her things. We can continue tomorrow, right? Yuri pauses and shakes her head. We can do something else tomorrow. But I'm sorry. Wait, sorry for what? I don't understand. I'm sorry, I don't want to do this anymore, that's all. I'm sorry that I made you. Yuri leaves. You weren't making me. Sayuri's left alone with her words. How did that happen? We were having the fun just a second ago. It's my fault. Something stupid didn't hurt her. I shouldn't have just told her that I should have just told her that I enjoyed it. Monica trusted me with this. Only thing I'm good at, and I still messed it up. What if she doesn't want to come back? Drowned in guilt, and Sayuri stares blankly at her desk, spread with notes. Books next to them. Right. If she wasn't coming back, then she would have left the bomb. She wouldn't have left the book here, right? Unless she just forgot to take it with her. Is this horrible? Was it really because she thought I wasn't enjoying our time together? Maybe she wasn't enjoying our time together because I'm not good enough. Probably let her down somewhat by having trouble following along. Yeah, I'm sure it was smarter. If I was smarter, then she would be having so much more fun. And do better for her.